Mark Menghi's backstage, the Belasco. It's about to go down. It is the 5th anniversary of MetalAllegiance. We're talking to the founder, man, the conspirator here. How the hell did you put this thing together? Yeah, put a whiskey label on there.
Nah.
Tell us the genesis of the idea.
The genesis started 5 years ago. What are we exactly? We're out celebrating our 5th anniversary
You said,
together.
Hey, it's time for Super Groove. What
No.
was the thought?
Dave Elson and Mike Portnoy and myself used to do this thing called Metal Masters 09, 010, 2011. That kind of thing ended, and Dave called me up one day, and he said that Megadeth is off the motorboat, the first annual Motorhead Motor Cruise. He's like, we need to get all of our guys back together and do something. And I was like, well, I got this name. It's called MetalAllegiance. He's like, love it. And we called up Mike. Mike was in, and called up the Anthrax dudes, Chuck Billy, all those guys. They were already on that cruise, and the rest is here we are. So one show changed everything for us.
Okay. Well, I know it's always easy kind of with NAMM with everybody in one spot, but,
It's actually not that easy.
schedules.
It's not that easy. We just do that every year because we've been doing it for so long. It's kind of like everyone works their schedules around that now because it's just something we do.
Yeah.
But something like this, for us to get together to do one show is difficult. 4, especially in a row, with all the busy schedules, it's hard. And
Now, how far do you got to plan that out? Is that 6 months, 9 months?
we planned this tour out as soon as we got back from the Anaheim gig this past NAMM. And it was like, this is our 5 years. I think Tommy from our label said, hey man, MA's been around for 5 years. I was like, oh wow, cool. Let's do something. Let's celebrate it. And then so these shows weren't booked probably early March. And here we are in April. So it's just a very short window. And we just got it together pretty quick.
Amazing. So Elson was the first one jumping in, and then Portnoy?
Together.
Okay.
It's just something we did together.
Kind of a unit there, and then trying to figure out who's the singer.
Well, on
Has
that,
it always been revolving singer,
yeah,
pretty much?
it's funny. On that boat, we, Dave, Mike, and I were we were actually circling Cuba because there was a storm going on, and we couldn't go to the next port. So we just keep circling, and I go to Dave, where the fuck are we? And we just keep circling out, and he's like, dude, that's Cuba. And then literally right after that, Mike Portnoy goes, we should write some music together. And I thought it was a joke. I was like, it's just something
Right.
in one ear after the other.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the trip, that stuck with me though. So at the end of that trip, I go, were you serious about writing some music? He's like, yeah. Next month, Dave, Mike, Alex, and I were in the studio, and we wrote the first record. And we did the first record. We wrote it, recorded it, mixed it, mastered it, had over 25 people on it, and released it all under 12 months. Which was crazy, and then it just blew up from there. And here we are. I mean, I honestly never thought we would be here 5 years later. I thought maybe do a few gigs. Do a one-off, do a few gigs, but to have Nuclear Blast, to have the support of them, which is huge, to be doing all these shows, to have 2 records, to have an EP, to write all original music with all these different people. I mean, for me, it's a huge honor, and especially.
Did you shop it around to a bunch of labels, or did they get interested real quick?
Yeah, as soon as they heard that we were doing this, a few labels came poking out, but it wasn't public knowledge. Okay. Our drummer likes to talk a little bit, so if you've noticed.
Right.
But and then we Nuclear Blast signed us without even hearing anything.
Okay.
They just, we're done, and we just like what they do. Slayer's there, Overkill, Death Angel, Exodus, all the great thrash bands.
Yeah, they're massive.
And that's what that's what we are.
Is the recording process kind of challenging? Do people have to kind of lay down their parts separate? Is it kind of a jigsaw puzzle putting that together?
It is. Dave, Mike, Alex, myself write all the music, start to finish. We write everything, lyrics included. As we're writing the song, we'll hear, as it's progressing, it's, oh man, Bobby Blitz would sound awesome on this, or Troy from Mastodon would kill on this. So as we're writing it, that's when we start getting the ideas with the singers and whatnot. And we just text, call, hey, we got a song, you want to sing on it? And every time, yeah, definitely. And yeah, so it's a jigsaw puzzle in writing words to fit their vocal stylings. You know, so writing a song for Bobby Blitz versus a song for Troy Sanders from Mastodon, two completely different worlds. So
One size does not fit all.
doesn't. So, but I love the challenge of that. So
It's amazing. Now, as far as the second album goes, what do you feel that you've grown or achieved, or what's different, you know, in coming into the second level?
I think the second record, for me personally, I think I definitely matured. I learned a lot on that first record. When you're working with 25 different personalities, and when you're writing for the first time with a group of people, you don't know what's going to happen. You have no idea the chemistry. You don't know. We had chemistry, so I at least for me, I think I matured as a writer, and I have a lot to learn still. You know, I'm probably my own worst critic, and but I'm very proud of both records, especially Powerdrunk. To me, that was a labor of love. I did everything from conceptualize the artwork to writing the majority of the lyrics to writing a lot of the music on it. So it was something that I kind of honed in on, and I produced it with Alex. And it was kind of me and Alex. We slaved on that record, and we would.
What's the title? What's that name?
Powerdrunk Majesty.
Yeah.
It's a name of one of the songs actually. There's two songs in the record called Powerdrunk Majesty Part 1 and then Part 2. Part 1 has Mark Asagata from Death Angel. Part 2 has Flora from Nightwish. And you know, those lyrics kind of state the world we're living in right now. It's not Democratic, it's not Republican, it's kind of being stuck in the middle. You know, it's kind of being, all right, what's next for me? You got all the Republicans on this side, you got the Democrats on this side, you got Democrats fighting with the Republicans, Republicans fighting with the Democrats, and then you got the normal folk. You know,
they're just trying to live their life.
Trying to live, and that's what that Powerdrunk Majesty, and that's what a lot of the lyrics on the record's about. It's about just being stuck and not knowing what the hell's going to happen.
Yeah. And it's like, who's going to win this grand royale?
You know what it is with politics? I'm not a very political person. I am a political person, but I'm not right wing and I'm not left wing. It's just I'm that guy in the middle. And you're seeing family members fight. You're seeing friends fight and get all pissed, like literally ruining relationships over politics, which to me is ridiculous. It's absolutely, it's ridiculous.
I mean, it's one nation, one human being. I mean, one race. I mean, how do we get so divided?
And that's actually in the lyrics.
It's like the Confederate War or something all over again.
And that's in the lyrics. One nation under God, one nation under doubt. Those are lyrics within that. So it speaks to that, and it speaks of just being right there in the middle. A lot of people think it's a Trump bashing, which is not the case at all. It's not bashing anybody. It's not bashing any particular person. And it's most certainly not bashing a political party. It's just, like I said, being right in the middle.
Right. Yeah, a lot of us feel kind of helpless. Like, what's going to happen? What's the next move?
It's hard.
Where's our planet going? You know,
yeah, it's
you start
hard.
hearing about these animals becoming extinct and the ozone burning through, and it's like, who's looking out for that?
Well, think about it. All the wildfires here in California, where we are right now, all the natural disasters going on everywhere. You know, the political madness going on, the Me Too movement,
Burning churches.
It's just freaking the world's going absolutely fucking out of control. And
School shootings.
these school shootings, all the it's chaos right now, and it's hard to live life for people. It's very hard, and most people work a 9-to-5 job, have to work, you know, a 6 to midnight job as well, just to make ends meet. It's hard. It's difficult, and that's the world we live in now. You just can't, you know, life shouldn't be this difficult. This should be what you make of it. But the world is forcing us to go into overdrive, and that's why I personally feel that, you know, the rise in cancer, the rise in, you know, it's just the stress level on people. It's just, it shouldn't be, you know. So that's what the record's about. It's just don't want to get too deep on you, but
no, man.
And
I mean, we miss a message with the music. You know, it's like there's so much music out there. Why can't we have something that like stands for something?
Well, that's the thing. You know,
says something.
writing this record, it was we're not going to write songs about partying or getting laid, or it's to us that's meaningless. At least for me, my goal is to send a message to.
Yeah, how can you outdo the dirt?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's not us. As you can see,
right.
That doesn't happen back here in our backstage land. You have people on computers. We're drinking Diet Cokes
and water and
exercise. Yeah, I mean, my goal is to send a message. Hopefully, our songs, our words, our music will help somebody, and at least that's for me as a songwriter.
Well, Alex Skolnick sounds like he stepped up and he's like your right hand in making this happen. What are the skill sets that Alex brings to the table? Obviously, he's an incredible guitarist, but what within that really makes him that secret weapon for you?
His ears. He could hear things that I didn't even think of, that are so simple. The simplest thing. And where I'm going, for example, on the first record, a song called Wet Darkness Fall, we're playing it tonight with Troy.
Yeah.
I was layering it, and I'm adding vocals, and Troy's singing it, and I'm like, we need vocals underneath Troy. And then Randy's in the studio. I'm like, Randy, can you sing one line for this other song, Troy? I started going crazy in the studio. And Alex sometimes would go, let's take a step back for a minute, give it a week, and let's come back and listen to it. And if you're still really feeling that, then we'll edit. Things like that. And there are times where, in that particular case, I was still feeling it. But there are other times where I was like, you're right. Just kind of take that step back and let the music breathe. So he definitely has ears, and and we would edit together. We would be in the studio to the crazy hours of the morning, just kind of putting the puzzle together.
Wow.
This record was not written over the internet. We write together. We get in a room and write together. And for the most part, a lot of the guest vocals and guitar parts, we do it with them in the same studio. It's not an internet record, and which presents a whole nother set of challenges.
Sure. Well, I already know Ellison's schedule in Portnoy, so I mean it's got to be crazy trying to find that common dates and then find the venues and find the everything to line up. I mean, I know it's going to feel a sense of fulfillment getting these shows done to celebrate the 5th anniversary. What's the next step?
Well, we're still in our 5-year. We're actually planning some more shows for the summer. I know one is booked already, and the goal is to do a few more this year for sure. Would love to get to Europe, South America. It's, again, you need to, for all those shows to sell, you have to book them 12 months out. But when you have bands like Megadeth and Testament and the 84 bands Portnoy's in, it's kind of hard putting it together. So that's why we're always booking last minute stuff, because
and damn Ozzy for keep getting sick. He throws the whole schedule off.
Yeah, well, Dave.
You think you're busy and then you got 6 months free,
No, absolutely, and I know these guys don't know it yet, but I already started writing for MA3, so that's just, I love to write, so that's what I do. I'm always jotting down words or recording riffs.
I know it's a ways off, but what would you hope the next chapter entails?
Just growing, keep growing. Growing as musicians, growing as songwriters, and trying to push ourselves. So at least for me, I want to push myself to the max. I feel I have a long way to go, and I have a lot to go. And I just want to keep pushing myself and playing and just seeing what happens, as far as stylistically. That I don't know, but what I do know is I still have a lot to say.
Well, congrats on everything you've done. It's amazing to pull it off, seeing all these, working parts, man. Congratulations, and can't wait to support the next move.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Awesome.
Okay.